Guys, welcome to the podcast. We got a classic solo episode for you. We get emotional, we get deep, we get philosophical, we get silly, and it's a blast. So thank you guys for tuning in. Also, we are coming to a city near you. We are back on the road. We got Irvine tomorrow. If you're in the Orange County area, tickets are going fast. Last time I looked, it's almost sold out. So if it's not sold out yet, make sure you get on that. You get your tickets so you don't miss the show. We got Kevin on the show. We got Strider on the show. We got Joe on the show. It's going to be a heater. And then we're also coming to San Jose, Chico, Nashville, Charlotte, New York, Minneapolis, Bozeman. Bozeman's almost sold out the second show, so make sure you get on that. Detroit, Denver. Get your tickets at chadgoesdeeppodccast.com. We're also brought to you by BlueChew. BlueChew, thank you so much for sponsoring the pod. Guys, you want to have a strong, reliable boner, and that's where BlueChew comes in, because summer is here, and we want you to bring the heat in the bedroom. BlueChew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com, and we got a special deal for our listeners. Try BlueChew free when you use our promo code GODEEP at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code GODEEP to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring the podcast. We're also brought to you by the legends at Marine Layer. Marine Layer, excellent clothing company. Just cool surfer style, but you can wear it. You can be like dress up casual. You can just be straight up casual. Best tees in the game, softest tees in the game, softest things you've ever touched. Maybe kittens are freshly fallen snow. Now times that by 1,000, because I think we can all admit the perfect tee can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off with the code GODEEP15 at marinelayer.com. That's code GODEEP15 for 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com. Saving your closet one shirt at a time. All right, let's start the show. What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT. Oh, yeah. Let's do the bongo drums on the booty cheeks, and let's grill up some paella, because we're in España. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, John Thomas. What up?
Buenvenido, boom clappers.
Oh, muchacho.
Hombre, ¿qué pasó?
Oh, muy bien. Estoy bien. ¿Y tú?
Más y más.
¿Y? ¿Sí?
Mm-hmm.
¿No más y menos?
Es verdad.
Sí. La vida del americano es como más y más.
Yo pienso que sí. Sí. Yo creo que sí.
Porque queremos tener el mundo.
Con todo mi corazón. Yo quiero todo el mundo y todo el gente adentro del mundo.
Sí, yo quiero todos los objetos del mundo. Yo quiero el rainforest, el Amazon. Para mí.
Ah, qué fuerte.
Sí. Yo quiero América del Sur.
Pero el Amazon es peligroso, pero tú es más peligroso.
Sí. Yo soy el jefe del Amazon.
El jefe. Sí. Boss man.
Este podcast es en español.
Sorry, guys. We've been getting a lot of notes from the higher-ups at ATC telling us we got to be bigger overseas. So call it cynical. We decided to come out the gates in another language. If you didn't understand that, I hope the vibes were still present.
Yeah, I feel like Spanish is one of those languages. Maybe not. But I feel like Spanish and Italian, if you're listening to it, you get the
flair of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the romance of it. They're nice to listen to.
Yeah.
At least to our ears. I wonder if ears from other places here, like, I wonder if there's a country where like German sounds romantic.
Yeah.
They're like, eins, zwei, fin, four.
Yeah.
And someone's like, oh my God, he's sexy.
Dude, dirty talk in German.
Yeah, fine.
Ah!
It just already sounds like moaning.
Can you imagine if like
It's a little like karate.
Yeah, you know that like maybe a rom-com where it's like he wants to be romantic and he's like trying to win back the love, and he has a stereo above his head and he's like I need to speak in German to win her over. Donka die da so.
What he's saying is like, every day I've been thinking about you. I miss you to the point of frustration.
Yeah.
Dude, we should talk about this. We had I think it was our last episode. No, 2 episodes ago was Hormozy.
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy. And like some of the listeners were like, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but I thought it was uncool. I liked him.
I thought he was a great guy. I was super excited to have him on.
And I thought he was a good talker. People were like, oh, he talks a lot and makes basic points. I'm like, but there's something to be said about being a clean thinker and being able to articulate what you're trying to say all the time.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
The art of simplicity.
He gets there.
Yeah.
And look, does he put some foo-foo around it? Yeah, but it's nice to listen to. It sounds good.
Yeah, and on top of that, like a lot of people were resistant, like, oh no, we don't need another one of those like coaches for how to make millions of dollars and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. That bothered me because it's like there are snake oil salesmen who are just trying to, get you to enroll in their program so you spend money and you make them money and all that kind of shit. But it's like, to be that resistant to it off the bat, it's like, I would at least entertain what he has to say.
Yeah, it felt a little, I think we want to be open-minded. It felt a little closed-minded to me. That if someone's an entrepreneur and that's how they spin it, that automatically they're like a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I talked to one stoker on the phone because he's like, he's a bad dude. I was like, well, tell me what you know. And then like, he said he was unethical, but then it wasn't like unethical. He like upsells people at his like photography places.
Right.
And then he's like, but that's like gross manipulation. I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like regular kind of business to me.
Yeah.
And then people were upset because he did the classic, it's always a little bit of a mistake, but he referenced Hitler as like making a, you could learn from Hitler.
Yeah.
People were like, why did he bring up Hitler? There's a million other examples. I'm like, yeah, but his whole point is that it was funny to me. People were like, he brought up Hitler, he's a bad guy, but his whole point was you can learn from even bad guys.
Yeah.
So maybe you could learn, if you think Hormozy's a bad guy, maybe you could even learn from him. So his lesson was kind of built into the criticism people were giving him.
Yeah. And two, I don't like vilifying successful people. I think that's a loser's mentality. Like, because someone's successful doesn't make them a bad person.
No, and because someone's not successful doesn't make them a bad person either.
Exactly.
It's you should judge them by, how they sit in front of you and what they're like.
Yeah. And on top of that, he was a really sweet guy.
He was very nice. We hung out afterwards.
Yeah.
He gave us bites of his food. I know like some stuff like that. It's like, oh, he was nice to you, so that means he's a good guy. Like you guys are getting played a little bit. I'm like, I get that. I have my antennas up for that. I'm skeptical of people.
Yeah.
But he seemed nice. We spent 3 hours together. He seemed like a great guy.
Yeah. He's a busy guy too. He gave us, hours of his time.
He works out.
He's jacked. He's like, he sent us nice messages.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went there. We were having a great time.
No, but that did bother me too, because I was really excited for that podcast and the initial, because I think I received some messages from my friends. Shout out Miller. What up, Miller?
And they were stoked on it?
They were stoked on it. And he hadn't heard of him before. And he was like, I like the way this guy speaks. I like the way he thinks and stuff. I was like, yeah, but I also understand too, for me, if I'm listening to a podcast, if there's a podcast I like, let's take Shane Gillis's, for example. I like when it's Shane and Matt.
Right.
And when they have a guest, I'm always kind of resistant to it. So I see that side, because especially if it's someone I don't know, I'm like, man, I just want the banter between them. I don't want this extra guy in the room. He's going to throw off the whole thing. So I understand that, but.
And you do get bummed when like someone you like co-signs something you don't like. I understand that. It can be disappointing that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was a great guy, and yeah, I he's just jacked and he loves his wife. I think it's cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of the videos I liked of him was him and his wife talking about each other.
Yeah.
They seem really sweet and like they've really been through it. The one about her saying she'd live under a bridge with him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so romantic.
Yeah.
That's like ride or die.
It's ride or die. I think
beautiful.
And I'm going to trust him until CoffeeZilla comes out with a video, but I don't anticipate that.
Look, I can flip. That's the thing.
Yeah.
CoffeeZilla drills you.
Dude, I mean, he's gotten so big. I'm sure CoffeeZilla's looked into him.
Yeah, CoffeeZilla's definitely looked at like a couple sheets of paper and been like, not yet. I need a little more.
Yeah. I do love CoffeeZilla though. He's great.
Yeah, who's gonna CoffeeZilla?
That would be huge.
Look, everyone's a target.
Dude, yeah.
No one's safe.
The $10 million podcast studio. Or his studio, whatever.
That's how much it costs?
I think he just says that.
Oh, that's funny.
What else is going on? How are the kids?
Good, dude. They're so cute. Me and Aaron were talking about them before we started. And look, we have like a night nurse. We have help, so I can't really complain. But I still do complain. And they're so cute, and like the lights are starting to come on in their brains more. Like they're 2 months old, so their eyes are getting more like cognizant. Like you can see that they're actually seeing things. Like they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. And sometimes they'll look at you, and then they'll be like, and now they're smiling. Yeah. They'll do this. They'll go, yeah. And then you're like, oh, you little devil. You little devil. And yeah, they're just so cute. Their necks are strong now, so they can pick their heads up and go. And they have indigestion, so every time they're done drinking their formula milk, they'll just kind of like just, you can see them learning how to process food, and it's just it's awesome. It's just awesome watching them process food. What
was I gonna say? They I had something in my head. When do they start eating like regular food?
Oh, I don't even know. A year?
Damn, that long. Interesting.
So they're gonna be on this for a while. Yeah, it's great. I love burping them. I love kiss. They don't like kisses yet. I'll kiss them and they go, oh.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So when babies are born, or for a while, do they just see shapes?
Yeah, so for like the first couple weeks, I don't think they really see much. Then once they're a couple weeks old, they can see like 12 inches in front of them, and it's black and white, and it's like kind of, like fuzzy shapes. Yeah. And then once they get to like 3 months old, I think the world kind of comes into focus.
Wow.
So we're right around the corner on it.
Have you heard the theory that like, infants, babies, young children are more in touch with their past lives?
Oh, interesting.
Like, if they gave you any inclination as to be like, I was like a World War II general back
Leo. In the day. Leo has the sadness of someone who's seen some shit.
Yeah.
He'll it'll feel like he's seeing behind.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll look at him and be like, are you okay? And he's like, oh yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah.
I was just somewhere else for a little bit.
I'm just remembering Iwo Jima.
And then he's like, you wouldn't understand. I'm like, I've seen all the movies. He's like, it's not like the movies. It's different when you're in the shit. I'm like, all right, well, do you want me to get you something to drink? He's like, yeah, beer. And I'm like, you can't drink beer yet. You're just a baby. He's like, don't tell me what the fuck I can drink or I can't drink. All right? None of you understand shit. You spoiled little fucks. I'm like, whoa, do not talk to your parents like that. And then he hauls off.
I mean, I heard him when I called you the other day, and he was just going off about just war. He's saying you don't get it.
Dude, I go into I go in to check on him the other day. Sorry. I go to check on him the other day, and he must have been having a full scale like flashback, because I go in the room and all the lights are spinning. I don't even know how he got him to change. And there was like war music going on, and he was laying on his twinsy pillow, and he had his pacifier pointed out like it was like a rifle, and he was just scanning the room for Charlie. He kept saying, yeah, and I was like, Leo. He's like, friend or foe, but it's all crying. So he's like, wah, yeah, wah. But I can understand. I'm a kid. I can understand him. And then. And he didn't trust me. He made me leave the room. So I just let him. Look, here's the thing. You can helicopter parent, but when you're doing that to a baby that has PTSD from being a war hero in past lives, you don't want to be in a helicopter because they'll throw an RPG at that thing.
Totally. He I don't know if it's accidental or not, but he FaceTimed me from your phone. And he was kind of just staring at it being a baby, but I took so much in where he's like, do you know what it's like to watch your friend die in the mud? He's just a cog in the war machine, and you're just parts being thrown out there into the shit, and you're not worth a goddamn thing. And you're like, what am I fighting for? what is this war? And I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, it's Sunday morning. And then he just hung up.
That's beautifully said, that.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of just proud of his eloquence.
Yeah.
Been showing him movies and stuff. That's fun. Like on the weekends, we'll just family time watch movies. We've been watching some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of adventurer movies. Like The Right Stuff, Lost City of Z.
I watched that recently. It's good.
Which one?
Lost City of Z.
Yeah, did you like that one? It's good, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's badass.
I listened to I listened to this guy on Rogan talk about the jungle, Paul Suri or something. So whatever, Paul Rosalie. And so I was like, oh, I gotta listen to it. I gotta watch Lost City of Z. It's intense, dude. The jungle's intense.
Yeah. I love that the guy's like a good lib back in the day, though. He's like, no, I think these people are awesome. They deserve the same treatment as anyone else. I'm like, nice, dude. That's how I'd be.
Yeah.
If I was back then, I'd be that kind of adventurer.
Yeah, yeah.
Very open-minded, not xenophobic, and just looking to connect.
And what does he say that they like had a civilization, or that what he goes against?
Yeah, so like the Westerners are like, no. England, Rome, like we came first, like some kind of white origin to modern society. And then he's like, no. In Bolivia, that's where it all kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
They had the most sophisticated culture in the world, and all the old white honkies are like, oh, blasphemous!
Yeah.
How dare you, you ignoramus, you man of fanciful ideas! You're a fool! And he's like, I am not a fool. I am brave and courageous and loving. And I'm like, you are those things.
What do you think happened to him and his son?
They're dust.
Yeah.
They're dead meat. I mean, well, the guy was a little, that's the other thing I like about the movie, is that like he is like a good guy like that, but you know, there's an arrogance to that too, where you just feel like you can trust everybody. You don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
For the most part, most of them are very nice, but there's gonna be a couple people in there who just like anywhere else want to do harm to you.
So do you think they ate him, or do you think he became a god?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe in that stuff. I do like that. So just spoiling it, like, so him and his son die at the end, and like he's been a bad dad because he's always on the road chasing adventure, but then his son like gets the bug for it, so you feel like it's this happy ending where they're together exploring, and then they just get murdered by a barbaric tribe. No judgment. And but it's still almost like a happy ending. Yeah, because they lived. They were out there doing it.
Right.
I want to do stuff like that.
Do you ever wish that you we're living in the jungle, just amongst nature, just connected?
I don't think I'd want to live there full time. I don't think I could handle that. I like my creature comforts. I like my phone. I like reading in the bathtub. I have 2 gym memberships. I like cycling between my gyms. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'd want to give up on that. I like doing stand up. I don't know what the clubs are like out in the jungle, but
I mean, it's outdoors.
I mean, dude, we got enough trouble selling tickets in secondary markets. I don't know how we're going to sell in Bolivia.
I mean, it's outdoors shows too. I mean,
those are the worst.
It doesn't bounce. Yeah.
Yeah, they might be doing daytime gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. What about you? You seem like you could swing it.
I think I would like it. I think being connected to nature would be nice. I just don't like bugs. That's one thing, dude. I'm like, I don't know if you noticed, but mosquitoes are.
I've been getting chewed up.
Yeah.
Where do they come from all of a sudden? My legs are.
I read an article. So apparently, because there's so much rain, it's like a combination of all the water from, I think, last winter, all that rain, and now the heat is created like the perfect storm for mosquito breeding. So they're just everywhere.
Those fuckers, dude.
I hate mosquitoes. But dude, I like going to the jungle and getting hit by like a bullet ant or something. Sounds horrific.
What's a bullet ant?
It's an ant that shoots bullets into you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Second Amendment warrior.
That's another thing that white men think they invented. They think they invented guns, but I'm like, no, these fucking ants
These
did.
mesquites did.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard in like Bolivia, they're trying to like take the guns away from the ants.
Yeah.
And so ants are like flying into Congress and like, over my dead wing.
Yeah.
You can take it from my cold dead wing.
Yeah. Ants have wings?
Oh, yeah, you said ants, not mosquitoes. Some ants have wings. I think there is flying ants.
Dude, I don't even want to.
But I didn't even mean that. I fucked up for sure.
I don't even want to.
But it worked out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could call their legs wings. I don't know their culture.
Yeah, it's different everywhere.
I was looking at, there's some ants at my place right now, and I was looking at it. This ant, and I was like, it's kind of cute.
They're not bad looking.
Well, it's like that Mitch Hedberg joke. tear its legs off. They're just snowmen.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Tony Baker always had a good joke about insects that we'd feel worse about killing them if they blinked.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
If they just went like this, we'd be like, oh, wow, that's us.
Yeah.
They're just not quite like human-like enough. They need a little more,
They're gross.
a little dressing of anthropomorphism.
Yeah.
A little dressing, a little drop.
I have no qualms about splatting a mosquito, though.
No.
They're the worst.
It's fun killing, but sometimes like when I'm sensitive though, it's a really good feeling. Like if I kill a spider, I'll go full Avatar on it. Where like this happened a couple weeks ago. I took the magazine, I was just like, schwack. And then I like dropped to my knees and I was like, I'm sorry for taking your soul from this earth. I understand that I had to do this. I had to do this to protect my family. I hope that I am karmically in balance and at peace. Please move on to the next realm. Like I'll like speak to it like that.
Yeah.
Which feels good.
It's good. You gotta do that. I think you gotta measure, when it's just cruel and when it's obligation.
Yeah, once they're on the premises, if it's something that can hurt, but mosquitoes don't, but like still they gotta go.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of spiders around my place, orb weavers. I looked it up.
Whoa.
They're not poisonous. So there's one by my garage that I'm like, I just let it chill. I'm not gonna kill it.
Interesting.
Because he's just there. He's existing. And I saw him building his web. I was like, good for you, dude. And he's probably getting mosquitoes.
It's very sweet.
And so I'm like, am I just becoming a psycho hippie or...
No, keep going.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
What's up? Do you want to say hi on camera?
Oh boy.
Have people met you before?
The office.
So...
No.
This
Hello.
Mike Bertolina
Bertolina, pleasure.
runs ATC. Chad's letting a spider live in his backyard because he respects its life, and it's
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
an orb weaver.
I'm not really a spider killer. I'm a spider capturer and.
that's what we're talking about right now.
Dude.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I was feeling like I'm like, am I becoming like too much of a psycho hippie, or is that
Are you afraid of spiders?
No, I'm afraid of nothing.
Is your girl afraid of spiders?
she is? I explained to her though that this is an orb weaver, so it's not poisonous. If the
Does it have a
brown,
weird looking body?
it just has a big back.
Yeah, yeah.
But the brown widows I do kill
Got
because
it.
those are poisonous.
They are. Yeah. I don't really kill any of them. My kids are afraid of every single spider you could possibly find. And then I'm the one who has to go out and capture them. The only bug that really I will kill is a cockroach.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't stand.
Yeah.
And mosquitoes, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't even count that, right?
No.
They gotta
It's
go.
just like a parasite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks. All right.
All right,
well,
nice.
Have you been getting torn up by?
Big time. I got
See?
chowder the other day. My wife got one of these things. It's like a vaporizer that you sit on the counter and it
Yeah.
just like you can't even smell it, but
It kills all of them?
I think it just deters them.
Yeah.
So we put
Oh.
that in our room and that seems to be working. But
Nice.
Nice.
outside, it's brutal.
I have to look into that.
Good to know.
All right.
We started off the pod in Spanish, like you told us to.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
because
to
we
know.
told,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
We're going to be big in South, and we've been talking about South America a
How
lot.
about
Yeah.
expanding the demo?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to hit.
Do you
Yeah.
both speak Spanish? I saw your post. You
Yeah.
were doing stand-up.
Yeah, we
today.
spoke
He's a
Spanish.
little better with it. I think, I
Yeah.
am Latin, so I think I got a little more of the body gesticulation, but I think when it comes to diction, he's blasting me.
Good for you.
I lived in Spain for a bit.
Got it. But yeah, your mom speaks Spanish, right?
Yeah, she's from Colombia, the whole nine.
Can people even hear what I'm saying?
Maybe. We just wanted to mix it up, bring some energy in, but
Yeah,
thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I just got to the office. I'm going to go upstairs.
Good having you on.
Have a great pod.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you.
guys.
Yeah, you too.
We're doing
Love
presidents next on the draft.
Oh!
Oh yeah.
Oh! Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we got 46 to choose from, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the race to who gets Trump.
Can you take a two-term president and vote on the different terms?
Oh.
You agree?
Yeah, which Clinton section was better?
I don't know. Research.
Yep.
Enjoy. I'm
Thanks,
excited. I'll
man.
be tuning in. You can do that live?
Yeah, for sure.
When is that?
Like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, we got a lot in the can.
All right, I'll be anxious.
May-
waiting.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next
Bye,
week.
guys.
Later, brother. That's nice. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's nice. So it does feel like leaving the spiders alive. That's not you being a psycho hippie.
No.
That's just social media
Thanks.
driving us to more extreme perspectives on stuff.
Yeah. I guess I've been listening to Swamiji Vedanta.
Yeah, you've been into this.
Yeah, I was listening to the Law of Karma, his lecture, and he's talking about a guy who he knew as a child who would crush centipedes for fun. And then later as an adult, his legs got crushed by a truck. And he goes,
fuck.
yeah. And he goes, and what was this? Past action. And I was like, oh fuck, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah. It makes me regret the duck I shot in the face 4 years ago.
You're gonna get shot in the face. Bummer.
I blame my brothers.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's like in high school, I'd streak a lot, you know?
Mm.
And then my baby boy pissed on my face the other day.
Good. Well, you also pissed on someone too.
Yeah, it's true. I did pee on someone one time. Barely. It's a buddy. Big regret of mine.
But now that it's all been rectified.
Yeah, water under the bridge, piss under the bridge.
Yeah.
I hope.
That's all karma.
It is karma. Yeah, I wonder about that. Do I have good karma? Do I have bad karma? And is that even something you can control? Can it be inherited? Can you inherit your parents' karma?
I don't think so. I think yeah, I don't know.
Like the Kennedys have bad karma, but also amazing karma. Like, yeah, how do you even measure their karma?
Right.
When they get to be like this significant, fantastical, like Camelot type thing, but then they all got to die and fucked up shit has to happen to them.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I wonder if you can get karma, if you, inherit your parents' karma, maybe, let's say it's like Logan Roy, you inherit his karma in a sense.
Yeah, I think you do too.
Yeah.
I think you do inherit your parents' karma, because, well, especially if it's like a Logan Roy situation where those kids like live off of his wealth, then undoubtedly they're inheriting the karma because they're literally using his karma. But yeah, I think there is something about being stamped by your. That's like what Sam Shepard's Buried Child's about. Like the guy's trying to drive away from his family, and he looks in the rearview mirror, and he's like, I saw the mask of like every person in my family on my face, and they just kept going and going and going, and every breath I took marked them forever, like marked me forever as like one of them. And I think that's it. I think people try to like break away from whatever their family is, but it's always gonna be in you. You can't help it. It's in you genetically. It's in you cosmically. That's like Place Beyond the Pines is about that too. Like these kids go way far away from their families, but in the end they get collided again, and the kid ends up being just like his old man.
Yeah, I like watching the first half of Place Beyond the Pines.
The first two sections are the best.
Yeah.
And then the third one, you're like, what? How did we even get here?
Ugh, brutal.
Those first two are sick though, and they're like totally different movies.
Yeah.
Like the first one's like a bank robber one, the second one's like a Serpico one, and so you got B Coops and you got Goss. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but then it's like, you get into that with his kids and stuff, and they both suck.
They suck.
I have a really tough time watching kids who suck in movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shitty kid actors. When it's a good kid actor,
No,
like
not-
when it's
not-
like Dakota Fanning and Man on Fire, you're like, whoa.
Not kid actors, just bad kids.
Oh, kids who act like shithead, like
Yeah.
criminal kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because did you like the Jonah Hill skateboarding movie?
No.
Because you said it was like too relatable, and you don't like Pen 15 either, because you found that.
No.
You're very sensitive to that stuff.
Yeah. I think maybe it's some like shame over how I was in high school, even though I wasn't like bad. I was always a nice kid. I was just like, I just like, I don't know. I think it's just like this, where you're like, oh, I was developing, I wasn't mature, and you just don't like. I just don't like to look back on it.
It just puts you into that sensitivity.
Yeah, I think probably too this like inherent shame around disappointing your parents.
Oh yeah.
I think I
don't
have that. You don't have that?
No. I don't worry about disappointment. So I worry about that. I mean, of course I do. I've had a couple moments. Like I remember I got in trouble in junior high, and the principal was like, "What? Like, how do you think your dad's gonna respond when he hears about this?" And I just broke down crying, and I was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna be so ashamed of me."
Yeah.
But I don't think about it like moment to moment. I mean, I definitely. And then the other time when I was like watching a ton of webcam porn, I remember my mom was like ashamed of me, and that really hurt. And that's what got me to get better, was that like she. You know what it is with my parents? It's so hard to make them ashamed of you that when you do it, it's pretty brutal. But they have such a high tolerance for that stuff that I don't worry about it moment to moment. But when it does happen, I know I really fucked up, because I'm like they'll let me basically do anything and be okay with it.
I have deep shame.
Yeah, you got a lot of shame, huh?
Deep.
Do you have guilt or just shame? What's your shame? So like, what's a shameful thing you did? Like when you did heroin?
Yeah.
You're ashamed of that?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess. But you didn't keep doing it.
I don't think maybe shame's not the right word. I think it's like maybe a feeling of judgment.
On yourself though, right?
Yeah, from my parents, I think.
But they don't know.
Not my mom.
But they don't know, right?
No.
So that's interesting. That's like, yeah, like in the book Bleachers, it's about like a psycho football coach. One guy's in like Vietnam, and he's going to die in a river, and he has the coach's voice in his head, and he hates the coach because the coach is such a hard ass. But he says the coach saved his life because he had the coach's voice in his head being like, "Survive, don't give up in this river." Mm-hmm. So like when you do something bad, you can like feel your dad watching you a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's fear of maybe it's because I'm one of the youngest ones, and you know, I have siblings who've done well, and so it's like this fear of not living up to them.
Have they done better than you though?
Yeah, I guess it's all subjective.
You've been on TV a bunch. You get recognized at the airport. People take photos with you.
That's nice.
You've been paid quite handsomely for a few things. I know because I was there, and I feel like you've done. Especially like it is tough. Like I remember I had an ex who was a stand-up, and she's like, "My parents think I'm like an idiot, and like this is stupid that I'm doing this." I'm like, she had been on TV. She'd like done TV shows and shit, and I was like, and I'm starting to feel that more now. Now I'm like, am I an idiot for trying to do this? But like. It's easier when other people talk to me about it because I'm less judgmental of them than I am of myself. But I'm like, do they know how hard it was for you to even get to that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they do. I think it's, I think, and my family's been great. They're all really supportive and sweet. So, and I'm really close to my parents too. I call them a lot. I think maybe it's standards I set for myself.
Sure, but it's a good thing.
It's comparison.
It could be competition too, which I don't think is a bad thing either.
Yeah. I think, and I think maybe this, I think I feel like my older siblings are smarter than me. That's probably a big thing. And so a lot of times I just feel like a dumbass.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You just feel dumb all the time?
Yeah. Just like my oldest brother will like talk to me about I'll ask him about investments or like a contract, and he'll just start speaking in this language. I'm like, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I feel that way too. Like if my dad starts talking to me about like what I fucked up with, like with some financial stuff, I feel very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'll have to. There's a part of me that will be like, well, push back. Don't let him bully you. And then I go, well, you actually don't know what you're talking about, so you need to just sit in this and if you feel small, well, guess what? That's how it is right now. So just go and like see if you can suffer through it. But I don't think that's fixed. Like we're not always going to be. There's things we're stronger at, and then there's things we're weaker at. But we'll catch up on the weaker stuff. Like it's a long life.
Yeah. No, totally.
That's at least what I tell myself when I'm getting like talked down to on something, especially when it's the money stuff. I'll be like, I'll feel real small.
Yeah.
But then I'll remind myself. I'll be like, that's just for now. I'm like, you're gonna learn this. You're gonna get the hang of this.
Yeah.
And then one day you might not be the best at it, but you'll be able to hang with anybody. And I'll just kind of pump myself up and be like, feel small now. Don't worry, your moment's coming. You'll be bigger later. Not even in a way where I'm gonna like dominate anyone, but just like where I'll like feel strong in myself.
No, totally. And no, I think it's that. I mean, that's why I like all this philosophy stuff, because it helps to put your mind in the right spot of like all these feelings I'm feeling, this shame or guilt or like feeling less than. That's all just my mind.
Yeah.
It's creating scenarios. It's creating comparisons. It's putting me in a place where I feel like I'm less than for some perceived reason, where that's all just my mind making up that shit. And there's no, it's that's all. It's not real.
Yeah, or even it's not real. It's all, but I don't even think it's a bad thing your brain does that. I think it's like there's something weird about how we like identify more with the negative parts of our brain. Like if our brain has a negative thought, there's a part of me that's like, oh my God, like why does my brain feel that way? That must be that must be all of my brain.
Yeah.
Like people did that with Hormozy, where they were like, that was something that people did with Hormozy, where they were like, oh, he's insecure. Oh, he has low self-esteem. That's why he's successful. I was like, of course. Yeah. And a lot of biographies will do that. Like I'm reading the Elon Musk book. They'll be like, well, his dad was mean to him and he feels less than and he never felt accepted. And that's why he's so successful. I'm like, why do we always make it the bad thing as the reason that someone does something good? Like that's it. That's in all of us. We all have that little bad thing. Yeah. That's not all of you. And maybe that's a good thing that you have a little of it. I don't think it's bad that your brain is mean to you sometimes, basically. No,
I think too. Like I think self-awareness is great. I think it's great to an extent to where, you're not when you lack self-awareness. That someone who completely lacks self-awareness, and they're just have no like. It can be the funniest person, but it can also be the worst person.
Yeah, you're a very conscientious person. Yeah, you think a lot about stuff.
But I do enjoy people who lack self-awareness.
Those are your favorite people.
A good douche.
Yeah, you love them. I know.
Yeah, a good douche is just the best. I think it's like freeing to be around them.
Yeah, because you want to think about because if you want to think about yourself less, and they're never thinking about how they're perceived. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. Yeah, especially with what we do. We're supposed to not be self-conscious. But what's funny? Like, one of our comedian buddies, she's a babysitter for like one of the biggest comics in the world. Uh-huh. And I'm like, what's he like? She's like, dude, he's a total basket case. Stress cadet. Yeah. Like, so anxious and like guilt and shame ridden. Yeah. And he's the man. He's the man. But he's, I don't think he's having a good time with it.
We're all, especially in this culture, we're all striving towards that like material success, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's where like that's the pinnacle, that's what it is. But then you hear it time and time again, all these stories about people who are just miserable at the top, and then you're like, well, like and so it's like if you can I don't think it's, and it's like that whole thing of like just being happy now, and people think, well, are you going to lose your drive or like you're striving for stuff? I'm like, I think you can be both if you find joy in what you do.
Yeah, you got to enjoy just the process of doing stuff. Yeah. I'm getting there more than ever. I feel it now, probably because I have the kids now, and so I feel more like lucky when I get to go do stuff. Yeah, it's a gift. And then, I still get frustrated. Like if we put this podcast out and it doesn't crush, or I don't get positive comments, I'll be mad. But then I'll just move on to the next thing. You're always gonna be hooked into the response a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah. It's just the ups and downs. And I'm frustrated and mad and comparing myself and competitive all the time. Yeah. But that's okay. It's only. I think it's only bad to be competitive if you're sure you're gonna lose. Like they're like, oh, compare and despair. Like if you compare yourself to other people, you're just gonna feel bad. I'm like, maybe for a little bit, but what if you're comparing yourself to someone and then you end up surpassing them? Yeah. Then you might feel pretty friggin' awesome. And then they're like, but then you'll just find someone else to compare yourself. And I'm like, yeah. That's called life. That's the process. Yeah. Like, that's what Michael Jordan did, Tom Brady did. I know those guys are miserable, but I like them.
I listened to an interview with Tom Brady. He doesn't seem miserable.
The PBD one or whatever?
Yeah.
I've only seen clips from it. How was it?
I thought it was great. I love him.
He's pretty badass, right? He's like, I'm not friends with the guys on the other team.
Yeah.
He's like, I had to be angry.
Yeah.
Anger, see, it's all things that if you listen to a self-help person, they'd be like, don't be like that. Don't be angry. Don't be hateful towards other people. Tom Brady's like, I was hateful every day of my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude. And then people are like, oh, well, did it work for him? He's going through a divorce. Like, he doesn't have like really good. I'm like, dude, I think he's fulfilled. I know it's not going to be perfect for anyone. We're going to have messy lives, but I think he's doing all right.
And he's scrappy too. Like he was never like a prodigy when he was young. He really earned his spot.
His own dad was like Tom Brady would be like, I'm going to be a pro football player. And his dad was like, maybe just be happy with what you have. Like his dad's brain doesn't work like Tom Brady's does.
Yeah.
And he had the best dad in the world. His dad was wonderful, but no, he's maniacally driven. Yeah. And no one believed in him.
Yeah.
A couple people. He had like a college counselor who like really was a good guy and stuff like that. Dude, speaking of that, like fathers, sons, and sports, have you been keeping track of this Colorado thing with Deion Sanders?
Only vaguely.
Dude, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's a shame that we haven't done a pod in a while, so I can only talk about it now after the hype train has kind of been derailed. They got their asses smacked by a really good Oregon team on Saturday.
Yeah.
But dude, it was a fun couple weeks. Deion just took over college football just by force of personality. Yeah. He annoyed me at first because he would do all these videos of him talking to the team, and it all felt like, I don't know, braggadocio and self-aggrandizement. But worth it, bro. He put Colorado on the map. Like, their games were doing more views than like the best SEC teams, and everyone wanted to see them lose. And his son's the quarterback, and his son's very poised and cool, and I like him a lot, and can throw a pretty ball. And they had just the most exciting game. All the other coaches, like, it was bringing out the worst in other coaches because they were kind of jealous and annoyed by Deion, that they were like, one coach was like, Deion wears cowboy hats and like sunglasses. He's like, I take off my hat and sunglasses when I meet people. I was raised right. Yeah. And then it was like, oh shit, he's talking shit to Deion. And then they would play each other, and there was like late hits, and all the teams were super fired up, and it was just the most exciting, like must-see TV for a while there. Hopefully it maintains, but now they've lost, so I kind of worry it's going to be like, it'll be half. But yeah, they had this game against Colorado State that just went till like midnight. West Coast time, and it was fucking thrilling. Just thrilling. I'm just so grateful to Deion for bringing all that excitement into my life.
Yeah.
And he seems to really love, dude, he seems to be very loving. Like, one guy, his wide receiver, dropped a big critical pass, and when he came to the sideline, Deion's like, hey, man, your dad's watching you, right? His dad's like in jail. He's like, your dad's in jail, right? And he wants to watch you and tell all the other guys in there that his son's balling out. You know that, right? And the kid's like, uh-huh. He goes, all right, come here. Gives the kid a hug. Yeah. He hugged him after a big mistake. I think that's what I really like about Deion. I think he really loves those kids. Yeah. I think he's a good guy. Yeah. I'll be let down if he's not, but I want to believe he's a good guy.
So you think people were pushing for them to go undefeated, right?
Yeah, they just wanted them to win as long as they could, and then you just wanted like the fantasy to keep going. But they just don't have. It's really the O-line and the D-line. They're not powerful enough yet to keep up with like the really good teams. Oregon looks like they have like a really good team, and then they're playing SC this coming Saturday. They'll probably get smacked again. SC's got a bunch of killers.
Was Colorado a big contender before this year?
No, they've had really good teams in the past. Like in the 90s, I think they won a natty. But they had like 5 downs on a drive. Like there's some controversy around it. They had Cordell Stewart back then. And then when I was young, they had a really good team with Chris Brown was their running back. He ran for like 2,000 yards, and they trucked Oregon in the Rose Bowl, I think it was. But like in like every 10 years, they'll have like a really good team, but not consistently. Was that before he came out with the song Run It? Chris Brown? Yeah. Whoa. No, the running back Chris Brown was KRIS. Different Chris Brown. Oh. Yeah. Oh, damn. I was like, damn, that guy's talented. Chris Brown could maybe do it. He's a good athlete. He can run and jump. He's talented. But you're a football guy now. Were you sad about the Jaguars? That was a tough loss, and I did get some Jags fans reach out to me, and they're like, this is all your fault. Too much. Really? Yeah, they're like, too much Jag talk, dude. You jinxed it. Wow. They put it on you, dude? They put it on me, yeah. So what about the last, 20 seasons of them kind of blowing? They've had, 2 good years. It's all on me, dude. Fuck,
It's
dude.
on
Even the
me.
Mark Brunell team, huh?
Even when I wasn't vocal about it, it's the energy I put on that team.
Dude, the Byron Leftwich years, why'd you do it?
I mean, you know what? As a Jags fan, I got too cocky. I was like, the Texans is a shoo-in.
I thought so too.
Yeah. And
Texans are scrappy though. That quarterback's actually pretty good, that rookie.
dude, yeah. And so it was a tough loss yesterday. Tough loss. But I do feel good about them. I as we said on the phone or Zoom or whatever, they have tons of potential, I think.
So you think they'll turn it around?
I think they'll have, yeah. They're going to go to the Super Bowl.
They're going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Let's go. You're not losing faith.
No.
And these other Jag fans are jumping off.
Yeah.
They're jumping ship.
Yeah. So.
Did you watch the whole game?
No.
How much were you able to pay attention to?
Honestly, not much.
Like a series?
I was just doing a bunch of shit.
Did you watch a play?
I watched the second quarter.
Oh, you watched the whole quarter. Hey, that's solid, baby.
Yeah.
I get bored with this sometimes too.
Yeah. But
not since I had kids. I kind of tricked. I didn't even know I was tricking myself.
Mm-hmm.
When me and Hold Me Close were first dating, she's like, "You're not like crazy about sports, are you?" I'm like, I mean, I love them, but like, I don't have to watch them. And now, I'll be like, "Give me one of the kids. I'll just take a kid, go into the other room for 9 hours,
yeah.
just watch football." Dude.
Was she worried you'd be crazy about sports?
I think she had like an ex who like would get really bummed out when like the Patriots lost. And I will say, Southern California fans are a little different, where we don't have like a built-in fandom.
Yeah.
Like we have the Lakers and like the Dodgers, but like it's not as deep as if you're like a Chicago or a Boston or Philadelphia guy. I don't think it's not like when Maurice gets depressed when the Bears lose.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I feel bad for Maurice.
Dude, I've been picking on him hard about it. I do a joke now.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knows I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So like whenever the Bears are getting waxed, which is like every week, they'll be down like, I think they lost like 35-0.
It's brutal.
I'll call him and act like I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'll just go, "Joe, what's up, man?" He's like, "Why are you calling?" And I'm like, "Just to say hi." But I know he's bummed out. I go, "Why? What's going on?" He's like, "Don't fuck with me, John. Don't fuck with me." And I go, "Are the Bears losing?" He's like, "Shut up!" And he just hangs up.
My girlfriend's a Raiders fan, so
Yeah.
I was, pulling for them, but they look bad too, dude.
Dude, I got fired up on Taylor Swift being at the game.
Dude, I was watching that. I saw that. That was awesome.
That actually excited me. I don't know why.
It blew my mind where I was like, because they were watching and I thought I heard them say it because I was like kind of half paying attention, and I was like, wait, is T Swift at the game? And I didn't know Travis was 33. I didn't know I thought he was like a younger guy.
He's a man.
But he's like, is he one of the best tight ends in history?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's definitely top 5.
Yeah.
I would go Gronkowski number 1, even though he doesn't have the longevity of but at his peak he was the best. Then I go Tony Gonzalez. Then I go, dude, it might be Kelsey can't block that great, but he's the best pass catching tight end besides those other two guys. Yeah, he might be 3 or 4. It's like Gates or him. Yeah, he's right there. And then some older guys like Kellen Winslow and stuff. He's right there. He's top 5 all time.
And her being there didn't affect him.
No, he played good, which I was really worried about, because when Jessica Simpson dated Tony Romo had some bad games, and everyone was like, "Fuck Jessica Simpson." Like all the Cowboys fans were like, "She's ruining everything." And dude, like it will happen. If Kelsey has a bad game, it will look bad. Fortunately, he's not a quarterback, so it doesn't feel like the head part of it is as fragile. But he played good. He had a touchdown. I think he had like 80 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
And dude, I know, I'm happy to see her dating him. I think he's going to be good for her.
I think it's cool.
He's not, some sensitive artist guy.
Yeah.
He's a fucking burly, badass footballer.
I was not a fan of Matty Healy.
No, I didn't think they were good for each other. I like his music too, but him being the edgelord guy and her being, like the CEO of Pepsi, it just didn't seem like a good match.
She needs an all-American good football guy.
Dude, just an all-American. And dude, he called his shot. I listen to his podcast sometimes he does with his brother, and he tried to give her his number, like on a bracelet.
Friendship bracelet. Yeah. Good for him, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast once again to let you know that we are on the road. So get your tickets at chadgoesdeeppodcast.com. We're coming to a city near you. And you don't want to miss the show because they're super fun. Stand-up, Q&A. Audience gets involved. You're going to love it. Tickets at chadgoesdeeppodcast.com. We're also brought to you by the legends at BlueChew, the most reliable boner givers in the game. JT, you love BlueChew stuff.
I love it. I take it even on days I'm not going to bone.
Yeah.
Just so stay rocked up.
Dude, you've had a rager this entire recording.
I've been hard the entire podcast. I pod better when I'm hard.
Yeah. So it can help with performance, not just in the B room, but
it's a performance enhancing drug for all performance.
Yeah.
Whether it be boning, math, car work, therapy. If you're a therapist, it's good to have a hard on.
Because it uses the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra.
Yeah,
but in chewable tablets.
Sildenafil or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dude. And you can take them anytime, day or night,
like
during
military
podcast
college.
recordings. When you're at the office, just don't, show it and get yourself in trouble. But if you're sitting at your desk and you're covered, then you just want to have a boner while you do, Excel spreadsheets. Have at it. The process is simple. At BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Best part, it's all done online. No visit to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. They're made in the USA. Support USA-made chewables. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code GODEEP at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code GODEEP to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Finally, we're brought to you by the legends at Marine Layer. Marine Layer, dankest clothes in the biz. Softest t-shirts. You can go casual, you can go dressy casual, you can just go straight up. I'm a beach guy. Cool California look, based out of California. Marine Layer clothes are the perfect mix of laid-back style that also looks and feels premium. And their t-shirts stay soft. You love the Marine Layer stuff, yeah? JT?
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen you go by the store and you like get transfixed. You're like, man, those clothes are so sick.
It's like when I'm a kid and like when I would like when I go to Sharper Image,
yeah,
and I'm like, how does all this stuff exist in one place?
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like a place that like feels like a vacation.
Yeah, and they've got like a classic line of t-shirts that have classic bands like Grateful Dead, Bob Marley, Cream, Led Zeppelin, Crosby, Nash and Stills, and Pink Floyd.
How'd you say Crosby, Stills?
Crosby, Nash and Stills. That's what it says here.
Really? That's weird they wrote it that way. Everybody else says Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Not at Marine Layer.
Bro, whoever wrote that copy, you're about to get deleted.
I'm thinking outside.
It's CSNY, bro. Everyone says it a certain way. No one says CNSY. That almost broke my brain to read it that way. Who wrote that? Show yourself.
And I think we can all admit that the perfect tee can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off with the code GODEEP15 at marinelayer.com. That's code GODEEP15 for 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com. Saving your closet one shirt at a time. All right, let's get back to the show. What's up, guys? Daddy got back early and just drained my lizard. And Aaron, how you doing over there?
I'm good. Just was telling JT before the show, I'm sorer than I've ever been. In a long time.
Were you lifting?
Slip and slide.
Oh, dude. Were you slip and sliding on some concrete?
No, just in the backyard, showing my daughter and my niece how it's done.
Did she love it?
She's too small to really do anything.
Yeah.
So I would just like grab her like a wrestler and just kind of throw her down basically bowling with my daughter.
That's awesome.
Throwing her down the lane.
Dude, my girlfriend was like, should we get a slip and slide? But I don't think we have enough room on the grass.
Yeah, you gotta have some room.
Yeah.
It's gotta be pretty flat.
But you know what? Thinking about it now, we could just use my neighbor's lawn.
The one who called the city on you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Get his ass.
Well, you're gonna call the city on me? Then I'll slip and slide on you, brother. Swing.
You ready?
Yes, sir. Dude, by the way, strike is tentatively over.
Yeah, the strike's over. I hope we got a good deal. I hope the writers... Wait, so it looked like one of our agents said it's over for the writers. So the actors haven't come to a deal yet?
No, because But this will, I think, from what I've heard, this will create the framework for the actors' deal. So it'll be probably faster than...
No, well, dude, congrats to all the hardworking people on the writer's side and on the acting side for fighting the fight and being in that room and, sticking to their guns. Are you guys ready for Grey's Anatomy to come back? Let's go!
Dude,
are you fired up?
Is next summer going to blow for movies?
No, next summer is going to be the best because they pushed all the movies from here to there. So, like, Dune and, like, this sexy tennis orgy movie.
Yeah.
It's like a smaller movie, but me and my gal were pumped on it. That's getting pushed. A lot of hip stuff got pushed.
Okay.
So, no, next summer is going to be the fucking balls, dude.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, if you're into Dune, I think Dune sucks. But I'm excited to see the second one.
Yeah, I'll see the second one.
Did you like it, Aaron?
It was all right. I mean,
did it suck?
No, it didn't suck. I just fell asleep during it because it's just long.
How could you not, dude, when the friggin' Arthurnakis are coming to kill the Burukai? Just a bunch of words. And then in the end, it ends with a fucking bar fight, dude. Chalamet kills some rando.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy? This guy's not even somebody. I'm like, he's like below a henchman. He's just some dude who was like on the peripheral, like, hey, I'll fight you. And then I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to care about this scrap?
Okay, cool.
I'm like, he's a prince. He should be killing another prince or princess. Make it interesting.
He will.
He will. They're just setting the table. Yeah. But guess what? I like to eat.
Long ass table setting.
Yeah, exactly. It took forever. But my friends love it.
Swing.
But my friends are nerds. You hear me, Brooks? Just kidding, bro. I take it back. What up, Chad and JT, an esteemed guest of the pod? Calling from Boston as a 23-year-old stoker because I'm currently at a crossroads. I'm dealing with a young man's complex, deciding whether I want to pour my heart and soul into my career and take over the world, or just get by and fuck off somewhere beautiful or wild like Amsterdam or something. The question I've been asking myself recently has paralyzed my decision to either 1, move out of my family home into the city for my job, stay at home to save up to buy some land, 3, just work to pay off my student loans and then move somewhere wild. Some outside perspectives from you guys would be fucking wicked. Please keep me anonymous. Why does he want to be anonymous?
Did he specify does he have a job right now? Or he's trying to decide if there's something that he wants to pour his heart and soul into?
Move out of my family home into the city for my job. So it sounds like he might have one, but it's he might also just be cocky where he's like, oh, I'll have a job if I want one.
Right.
I think he has one. Dude, I don't know. Look, whoever's going to give you advice on this is just going to be speaking from their own desires of what they wish they did.
Yeah.
Like right now, I have a family and I can't leave. So to me, I'm like, oh, go somewhere wild. But when I was able to go somewhere wild, I would have told you to stay at home, buy some land and meet a lady and make a family. So just know this, whatever decision you make, you're going to always kind of in the back of your head want the freedom to do the other thing. So what I would say is, since it's early, you can't buy land and make a family and then go fuck off. So while you have the opportunity now, go fuck off, because you can always decide not to fuck off.
Mm-hmm. I think too. Envision yourself 20 years from now. If you look back, what will you be more stoked on?
Yeah.
You know, if 20 years from now, if you're like, man, I'm really glad I, dove head first into becoming CEO of Kellogg, that'd be cool. Or if you're stoked on going to Amsterdam and, getting fingered in the red light district, that's on you, whatever you prefer.
I would say, dude, there's only so much time for adventure too. There's only so much time your brain and body can handle it. So get it while you can. Richard Linklater, one of my favorite filmmakers, he lived on an oil rigger for like a year.
That's awesome.
And just read the classics. And then he came back and he made these wonderful films that describe the human experience in a way that is unique to him. But he can't do that now. He had to do that then. So I would go to Amsterdam, get a job out there as an arborist, eat bread, and then come home and make a family. And then you can tell your family about all that cool shit you did, because you don't want to tell your family about all the cool shit you wish you did.
Did he work on the oil rigger, or did you just live on it?
No, I think he worked on it.
Wow,
yeah.
That's cool. Dude, I wish I had done that.
And before that, he played college baseball. Like, the guy's got some experiences.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Dude, you'd get so tan on an oil rigger.
Bro, it'd be pretty insane, right? Yeah. Maybe too tan.
Offshore.
If you can even imagine that.
Deep blue horizon.
But dude, there is no wrong answer. You'll make the best of all of it.
Swing.
Okay, here we go. This is from, okay, here we go. Hey, Chad and JT, I have a question about the B room. How do I politely decline a second round? Sometimes after making whoopee, my boyfriend will get hard again and want to go for round 2. What a beast. But I know it's not a full boner, and the ensuing encounter is bound to end with me awkwardly saying I'm done after his dick deflates in my cooch. I've been there a million times. I don't want to hurt his ego because I know he worked hard to get that second win, but to be honest, it's more of a breeze. He's 29, so I don't expect him to have the stamina of a horny teen, and I am fine with one round done well. How do I reject his semi? Yeah, well, I definitely wouldn't say it's because he's not full hard. Or you can say that and maybe it'll toughen him up and he's the kind of guy who can handle it. I respect the fuck out of that, too. I respect the hell out of that. I gotta stop saying the F word because it doesn't work for clips. I would just tell him you don't want to have sex a second time.
Yeah.
Just be very direct.
I'd just be honest, be like, babe, 1 pounding is enough for me, but be very complimentary. Just be like, you pounded me well. Like, I'm worn out, my whole body feels light and tingly. Like, you really worked it. And another one is just it's not going to work for me. So I think just save it up for. You don't want to do continuous poundings. You want to save it up and make it special each time. You don't want to do it just because you can. You want to do it because your whole body and soul is into it. And that's what I felt that first time. And now, let's watch the Conjuring franchise.
Perfectly said, dude.
I've been watching the Conjuring franchise. It's good, dude. Annabelle? Scary.
What's the deal on that?
Well, they got the Conjurings, they got Annabelle, and they got the Nun.
Oh, the Nun,
and the Curse of La Llorona, but I haven't seen that one yet.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
And the Nun, wouldn't recommend it. Annabelle, very scary.
Okay. Well, so they're batting a pretty good average.
Dude, yeah. Crushing it.
Hey, Chad and JT and whoever else is there at the moment. I'm writing in to just ask how I should deal with this situation. I'm the fringe guy of my friend group. What you guys would call the schmoll. I recently found out that the guys are all playing games and in a group chat without me. I'm just trying to keep up the stoke with my buddies, but man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hurt. I never thought we had a schmoll in our group, but it just dawned on me that it's me. I love my buds, but there's a part of me that doesn't want to be around guys that don't want to be around me. How do you guys think I should handle this? Should I embrace my role as the schmoll, or should I find a new group of buds that enjoy me? Love you guys and all the positivity you guys put out there. It's a tough one. You got 2 options, man. One, and you're justified in either route. One, if you're young enough and you got low enough self-esteem because you're young, not in a bad way, just because you're young and you don't know what your worth is yet, you'll just make yourself so badass. Because it's not a fixed position to be the fringe guy. A fringe guy can move into the inner circle. It just takes some determination. And you got to suffer. You got to suffer the indignity of being on the outside for a while. But if you keep fighting, you make yourself chill, you make yourself relax, you make yourself fun, you're going to get in that inner circle. But maybe there's a part of you that always feel bad that you had to fight for that from your friends. So if you feel like that's too big of a cost, you move on, you get new bros. Both things are tough, but you can do both.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I don't know if I have really anything to add to that. But you know what? There's another thing you can do. Make them miss your presence.
Yes. Not need them, dude.
Yeah. If you don't need them, I mean, I haven't seen Kevin the Schmoll in probably 2 weeks. I think about him every day.
Yep.
And just him and I just reenacting like a back alley BJ. Which is kind of what we do.
No one does it better.
Yeah. We don't actually do it. We just reenact it because it's funny.
It is funny. I would do it. I'd be serious about it. I'd act like I was really getting head.
I mean, that's your style.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, that feels good. God damn, that's good.
I mean, in the back alley, like, wait, this just got weird.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is weird. I'm like, no. This just got right. That's tough, though, man. I'm sorry you feel that way. Look, I remember one time I was filling gas at the gas station. I saw 2 of my buddies and my brother driving in a car. They were like, what up?
Yeah.
And I lived down the street. I was like, where was the fucking phone call? Dude? Yeah. And look, sometimes people just want a break from you. It's normal. But it stings, man. But you'll be all right. You just gotta fortify yourself and be like, look, I'm good either way. I know who I am. I know I belong in the inner circle, and maybe I just got to prove it to these guys a little bit, or go find some other guys who know that I'm that guy already. All right, here we go. Last one. Sorry to start this message off as a bummer, but my girlfriend Taylor, 30 years old, just found out a week ago that she has a brain tumor. She had surgery to remove the tumor this week and is now on the long road to recovery. One of our first dates was to one of your stand-up shows. We've since been again, and both times she whispered half the jokes to me right before you said them because she's been so many times. She's that big of a fan. She's a teacher and likes to listen to your podcast on the way home from work. I think it helps her relax after a stressful day teaching the youths. I know this isn't your typical thing, but she's got a long road ahead and plans to listen to the show to keep her spirits up when she can. If you can have any advice on how she can best recover and stay positive, I know she would be stoked to hear from you. She's from Redondo Beach and has been a fan since day one. If you guys do respond on the pod, please let me know which episode it is so I can make sure she listens to that one. Thanks again for, in general, keeping everyone's spirits up and doing what you guys do.
Her name's Taylor?
Taylor.
Taylor. We're thinking about you. We love you.
You got this, dude. This is the thing about Stokers, and this is what I've learned from a lot of the ones we've met. They're better than us. Y'all are sweeter, more open-minded, more kind-hearted, and more durable people than we are. So I'm taking inspiration from you. I know you'll stay positive, you'll stay light, and you'll stay with a full heart through all of this. I know there'll be some tough days, but it seems like the hardest stuff's behind you. And on your long path to recovery, I just hope you have closeness with this kind fella who's looking out for you and cares about you so much, and that you guys have a bunch of beautiful experiences. And we're here for you. You can message us. We're ready to rock through this with you.
Taylor, you've got the full froth of Stoke Nation right behind you. We're supporting you. You'll get through this. You're on the road to recovery, and we're just pulling for you. We love you. Just feel that love.
I'm shooting you with a machine gun right now, firing me up, and I'm turning. These are love bullets.
You can't see it right now, but they're red. They're pink.
Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pink. And they've got pink tracers
on them.
Yeah. And then they explode into confetti.
We're shooting pink tracer rounds at you at all times. And you sound like you got a great guy here. He's a thoughtful dude. You're a good guy, dude.
And when you're up for it, let's all grab a poke bowl.
Dude, I'm down.
Sweet Finn.
Hey, come to our show in Irvine, too. We'll say what up afterwards. That's nice. All right, we got to do one more, because this one is just as big. What up, Stokers? This is a hot, heavy, and a long one. Before I met my girlfriend, I had some experiences in the lifestyle. I've been a bull to multiple hot wife couples. I've driven through a polar vortex to a large city to have sex with someone I met on Reddit. I have experience as a dominant in BDSM. I've even been to a few glory holes. Safe to say, I've done some things. I love my girlfriend, and she's the one for me. She knows most of this about me. Most of it turns her on. She does not know about the glory hole experiences. We do have a pretty exciting sex life, and I do what I do a lot to keep her satisfied. But I've been craving these experiences for some time. We've dabbled in the lifestyle, but it's been a year or two since we've had an experience, and it's clear I want this more than her. That's okay. I don't want to rush it, and I want to make sure we do things at her comfort. This guy is just bursting at the seams, dude. This guy is trying real hard to be good, and he's like, oh, it's okay. I can handle it. I'm good. No, I'm not a prisoner of my desires. Yeah, let's go apple picking again. I love to apple pick. One thing that I miss is the total relaxation of an expert BJ from a stranger at a glory hole. What? Brother man, I think we all know what you're talking about. Nothing is better than the connection with my girlfriend, but this is different. I know. Clear, honest communication is the way to go. She's even said she wouldn't judge me if I said something about attraction to gay sex. What I'm getting to is asking, is there anything I'm missing with trying to bring this topic up to my girlfriend? I want to bring it up, but make sure she feels acceptance, security, purpose, and identity. Respectfully, D.
Dude, what a name.
What an email, dude.
D? First off, dude, the way you describe the tranquility of a expertly crafted BJ at the glory hole, thank you. Thank you.
This guy's got a big id on him. You know, he has a need to obliterate himself through extreme sexual behavior, which I respect. He's got an engine on him, and it's revving up. And he's been doing his best to, you know, keep it keep coloring inside the lines, to keep it on the track, to not go into the wall doing 100. But look, dude, the beast inside you is large and it's only going to get louder. You got to find other ways to work it out. I don't know. Do you dig the bungee?
Take a bungee jump?
He got a bungee jump. He's got to do other things that are kind of extreme.
I think this guy's got a base jump.
Base jump.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though, but some kind of jump.
Yeah.
Something exhilarating.
Yeah.
Take all that excitement and adventure in the sexual area. Let's see if it fits somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let's see if that can get some of it out.
Yeah.
And then maybe you catch a beach while you're base jumping.
Dude, I was thinking that. Like,
Oh, somersaulting through the air. Oh, oh, oh.
you could try windjacking too. Have you heard of that?
No, what's that?
It's where you skydive with your dink out and you let the wind just flap it into full erect.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you would love that. But, dude, I don't know, man. It sounds like you have a great girlfriend. It sounds like she's super cool. She's very understanding. And, yeah, you don't want to don't drag her into something that's going to make her feel bad afterwards. That's never cool or fun. And I don't even think, dude, I think you just got to live with having a little bit of that animal go unfed in you. I know that sounds like a bummer. I think there's ways you can feed it that feel safe and productive for you and your gal, but I don't know if this animal needs to eat all the time. I think it's okay to have a little bit of stress, a little bit of conflict, a little bit of unresolved desire there.
I think, too, there's things you can do. Like you can create your own glory hole in your house and simulate that experience.
Exactly. But it's not going to have the same rush.
No.
Because it's probably not just some, in the closet trucker on the other side who just somehow has a gift.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's what it is. And he'll never know if that's what that was. He could also think maybe that's just some hot housewife who loves to feel, nasty.
Yeah.
But it's probably the trucker guy.
It's the trucker guy.
It's probably for sure the trucker guy.
Is there like a...
But it's that mystery that you can build it up,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think you just gotta. I think you're doing this guy's aware of himself. He's feeling it in real time and he's owning it.
Mm-hmm.
But just don't make your girlfriend, do anything don't make her get gnar. And she might even say, yeah, I want to get gnar. Bro, come on, don't make her get gnar. Talk about it, dirty talk about it, but don't drag her into the gnar.
Yeah.
He's like Swayze in Point Break. It's like she doesn't need to rob banks. Yeah. She likes that you rob some banks, but she doesn't need to rob banks. I don't mean that to be like, women can't rob banks too. I'm just saying this person doesn't seem like a bank robber. There's other women who are bank robbers, and they belong in jail. In jail. Keep them away from society. Solitary confinement for you, ma'am.
Swing.
What do you think, dude? This guy's just gonna have a fucking boner the rest of his life.
It's tough, dude.
That's your punishment, dude. That's your karma.
I mean, yeah, when you were reading that description, I was like, this guy is in constant torture.
Yeah, he was hard when he was talking about that expert BJ.
Man. Is there a directory for glory holes? Like how's...
Yeah, dude, there's like an app and it like pops up like little bubbles,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, 30 minutes to Van Nuys? It's 4 o'clock.
It's like Pokemon Go or something.
And they're like closing soon. And then you read the Yelp reviews and it's like 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
Someone's like, not even expert BJs at this one.
How do you know if someone's behind there? Like, do you say like, hey, is someone there? I'm about to enter. And then they're like, it's like a trucker trying to play... Yeah, it's me.
Dude, the trust you have that someone's not going to like just schwack your dong.
Dude, I know.
Like, what if it's some like, Dennis the Menace kind of mischievous, not kid, but like adult man, Dennis the Menace on the other side who's like,
yeah,
bang. And then you're like, oh, the trust you put in a stranger. That must be a hard pop. Like when you come, because you're like, dude, this person could like hurt my dong. And then instead it's an expert beach. What, dude? What, dude?
The anticipation.
Life, bro. Life giving you gifts when it could have hurt you. It's like a piranha cuddling you.
To use one of Chad's favorite phrases, you could get right angled.
Dude, if you get right angled in a glory hole, then you're stuck forever.
Yeah, it's like when someone's like chasing like the good guy in an action movie and he like shoves a broom handle through like the doors, and then they're like, oh.
Dude, what would you rather have to confess to your wife? That you got gonorrhea from a stripper or something, or that you got right angled at a glory hole?
Oh, dude, the gonorrhea with the stripper way easier. Yeah. I mean, there's so much for her to process on the right angle at the glory hole.
But she'd be like, "Why are you peeing sideways?" And you're like, My dick points.
Well, even
my dick points west. It's like having your shoulder pop out. You got to reset it. You know, it's like your dong's just sort of flapping like that, and you got pop her back in.
It's kind of a sequel to like 127 Hours.
Yeah. I want to go to a urologist and be like, dude, how many right angles have you seen?
Dude, I know a guy who looks at the planets.
Yeah. You're like, well, I've seen Jupiter.
All right, next part. Chad, what's your beef of the week?
Dude, my beef of the week is the game against the Texans yesterday. I mean, the Jags. Come on, bros.
Sorry, bro.
It's the Texans. It's just tough showing. Just tough. And I'm sorry to the Jags fans who think that I jinxed them. Maybe I'll read their first names so, I can formally apologize. Let's see. Kyle and Quentin. I'm sorry. But I'm going to continue talking about the Jags as much as I can. And that's the way it is. They should have won yesterday.
Amen. Dude, I got multiple beefs. Beef uno. I'm going to get old man here. Targeting calls in college football games. So if you like jam your helmet into another guy, you get thrown out of the game now because they're trying to take out those like head-to-head collisions because, concussions and whatnot, which I'm all for. Make the game safer. But there's a huge hypocrisy in it. Offensive players will lower their helmet and bring the boom on a defender. It's total targeting just the other way, and it never gets called on them. And there was a specific example 2 Saturdays ago. Like, I think it was in the LSU game. Their safety got thrown out. I'm like, come on, man. It was so bang-bang. Because sometimes the defender will lower his helmet, but he's going for the body, and then the offensive player will lower his body to absorb the hit, and then you get called for targeting. And it was like dumb to me. And then on offense, I think an LSU player even got a highlight for lowering his helmet and bringing the boom on a linebacker, and I was like, he should be thrown out. Look, I don't think either guy should be thrown out. I know we got to make the rule matter, though, and then if you don't throw him out, there's no stakes to it, and then guys will just take the 15 yards. But I don't know. I can't help but see some inconsistencies there. And then my boy Fitzpatrick for the Steelers got called on one. I mean, look, we won the game. It's no big deal, but it looked like he let up. It didn't look like he really brought his hat. My other beef is with Bill Maher, who I'm a huge fan of. I know people, I love Bill Maher. I think he's hilarious. I love his show. I like that he seems to shoot from the hip. I like that he's wrong. I like that he's not afraid to be wrong.
He's a great douche.
But boy, to your thing, loving douches. He's like kingpin of that. But dude, he was way too wrong on this thing. Trying to bring his show back during the strike. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
And now he looks like a real bozo because the timing of it, the strike was going to end in a week.
Yeah.
Not getting good advice from whoever his people are. But that's the thing. He's the kind of person who doesn't care what other people think. And I know he says he was doing it for the other people on the crew who needed a gig. But come on, bro. You can't scab. That's BS. You've been on the air for 40 years. How much more TV time do you need? I don't think your show is going to get canceled. I don't know. I just thought it was super fucking whack. And as someone who's a fan of his, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, oh, come on, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, man. But
yeah.
Not cool to scab. Not cool.
I know he's a great douche, but that was
what happens when a great douche
douching.
douches in a direction that doesn't, align with your douche values.
Understand your douche.
Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is Tank Bigsby.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Good name.
Dude, fucking I think he scored a touchdown yesterday. Anyways, he's a beast, Tank Bigsby.
Your football fandom's insane,
dude. I know. I was like, I'm gonna do all Jags, but I've been a fan for 3 weeks, so I could bullshit and try to act like I know things about these players. I don't know anything.
You like his name?
I like his name.
And you like Trevor Lawrence's hair?
Yeah. So
hey, that's enough.
That's.
It's a start.
I'm just being truthful and honest here. That's Tank Bigsby. He's my babe. That's all I got.
I got a couple babes. So we haven't done a pod in a while, so I got a couple babes. First babe, a new one that popped into my head. What are those pants, dude?
Dude,
do we have these on air yet?
Look at these. So I've had these for a year and a half.
I've never seen them before.
I haven't put them on.
Isn't it weird when your friend wears something new and then you're like, it's a sensitive, it's a gentle thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it shocks the system when your bro wears something new. You're like, am I okay with this? I'm okay with it. I like them.
I've had them for like a year and a half. I never put them on until.
How do you feel?
I feel great. You know,
that's what matters, bro.
I'm trying to be a little more funky.
You're taking adventures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going a little schwabby.
I like being funk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Locals only, too.
I love that. Yeah. It's good shit. Dude, one of my babies of the week, too, it's 2 bro hugs I had. I was at the Comedy Store on Thursday. Me and this guy, he's having a kid. We were talking afterwards, and he was like, dude, did you know, like, when babies are born, they look like the dad? I was like, yeah, evolution made it that way, so dads wouldn't dip on the mom. Like, they'd see the kid and be like, yep, that's definitely mine. I got to hang around. He's like, also, dude, did you know that white women moan? And I was like, no. He's like, well, actually, women used to moan in, like, caveman days, because when they were moaning, it would bring more guys over, and then more guys would have sex with them, and then they could get the strongest sperm or the most chance for procreation. And then I was like, so if a woman doesn't moan, it's because she doesn't want more dudes to come over and she's really in love with you. And then me and him looked at each other like, that's why our chicks don't moan. And then we both just hugged. I'd never talked to this guy before. Me and him just hugged.
Yeah.
And then after we stopped hugging, we were like, man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude's just ripped, dude. Chad, who's your legend of the week?
Trevor Lawrence, dude. He looks like Patroclus from Troy. And I see a lot of potential in him. When I watch games, they look like good passes.
He's got a cannon.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He's 6'6".
He's tall, dude. Yeah, long.
Yeah.
6'6", pretty fast, too.
Man.
6'6", 225 with, like, I don't know, probably like 4.75 speed.
Can you imagine being just a fucking steed like that?
No. Sometimes I'll stand, like, where I'm doing dips at the gym.
Yeah.
And, like, look down on everyone from that vantage point. And I'm like, it doesn't fit me. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I like that they exist.
Yeah.
I like watching Trevor Lawrence move out there.
It's wild.
Dude, I said 4.75. He ran a 4.78 coming out of high school. So that's probably, I don't know if that's electronic. Yeah, he's a beast. Dude, my legend of the week are videos of dads at baseball games catching foul balls or home runs while holding their kids.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them that you can just watch. And it's always a dad, he's got his kid. And then, like, he's got his, like, 2-year-old daughter, and then the ball comes flying. He's like, oh, he grabs it. And then you'll just see him, like, stick the ball in there and go, yeah. And the crowd just goes ballistic.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing in the world. It's a very modern dad thing.
Yeah.
It's like, dads now, we hold our kids. We're with them all the time. But at the same time, there's that man party that's like, I got to catch this ball. And when you're able to do both at the same time, it's this beautiful marriage to me of, like, being sensitive and present, but also not losing the part of you that just needs to make sick grabs.
Yeah. That's tight. Hell yeah.
And then, Chad, I was going to mix it up instead of a quote of the week. Are you ready for something new?
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. It's the best haircut you ever got.
All right, I'll tell you. So this happened to me last May. Pretty recent. Shout out to Myra.
Is that the same lady?
Yeah.
The one that we used to see in West Hollywood together?
Yeah. No. You saw Myra during COVID
Right.
in Playa Vista.
Yes.
She's like, how's John? He was always stoned.
She said that?
She says he came in stoned one time.
Was I baked?
Yeah.
Probably. I think that was the day I got the vaccine.
Oh,
and I was
really?
just kind of wiped out.
Yeah.
Maybe I was baked.
She says it like laughing.
Yeah, I'm sure she thought it was charming.
So I was like, a lot of times people give me haircuts and they'll go for like the Bieber, where they'll like make the back short, but then like the sides long. And every time I look back at photos, I'm like, that looks horrendous. It makes me so mad. But then with her, I'm like, look, let's keep it high and tight. Keep the flow, but keep it high and tight. But give me some length back there. She did it perfectly.
She nailed it.
And then I'd see it in photos. I'm like, that's exactly what I've been going for 30 years.
She figured it out. She cracked the code.
Yeah. What about you?
3rd grade. Fantastic Sam's. This guy, Dino, ended up moving to Seattle. He met the right guy. And put a little hydrogen peroxide in my hair to make it to give it some red.
Dude.
And then he chemically relaxed it so it was straight. And then I did like kind of a Zach Morris part.
Oh, that's sick.
And dude, I walked out of there. I took my shirt off and I walked up Nailygale Road in jeans with my shirt sticking out of like a tail out of the back of my jeans. And I was just catnip for freaks, dude. The fact that I didn't get abducted is the shock of the century. I mean, I was just patrolling my sweet little tart ass right up the street and just feeling myself 6 ways from every day. And it was just one of those moments. It was one of the best hours of my life.
That's tight.
Then I got home and I pet my dog, Taz. And then I fucking got smashed by my brother in some Madden, and it's just the best.
That's tight. Dude, that was way better than mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yours was more about the hair, though.
That was about the hair, yeah.
Mine was like not my hair. I looked like I was just, dude, it was just, you know what it was? The boy band era. Hey, are you NSYNC's coming back?
Are they back?
They're back.
Dude, can I just put this out there?
Yeah.
They look terrible.
They don't look good?
No.
Well, yeah, they're old as shit now. They should have got more work done.
Yeah. But you know what? Good for them for being au naturel, especially you, Chris Kirkpatrick.
Well, Timberlake looks a little sad to be there, too. Look, I'm psyched they're back together, but it's a little bit like he's like, oh, now I'm at the nostalgia time.
Yeah.
Look, we're all running from that. We're all running from it.
Shout out to JC Chazé.
JC Chazé. He's probably the most talented.
Yeah.
He can sing.
Dude, what's your favorite NSYNC album?
Ooh, good question. Probably No Strings Attached. I think that's when they really nailed it.
That's when they nailed it. Celebrity's pretty good, but I think
the first one's really good. I forget the name. I think it's
Tearing
NSYNC,
Up,
right?
Tearing Up My Heart.
Tearing Up My Heart. I Want You Back. Yeah, it's got some bangers on it. It's tearing up my heart. Yeah, it's all good stuff. All right, dude. Should we call it?
Yeah, dude. Good solo.
Yeah, it's fun. Solo dolo.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being stokers. Spread the word out there. And stay fired up.
Yeah, get some tickets to our live shows, dude.
Yeah. All right, late.
Booty hole.
If you need advice,